Hello, my name is Brian Sargent, and I'm a reporter with the Oklahoman, and I'm here today with Larkin Warner, who was on the Citizens Committee that developed the Oklahoma City Maps for Kids project, and he's recently written a book that's been published called Oklahoma City's Maps for Kids, a Citizens Initiative, and I have him with me here today, and thank you, Mr. Warner, for coming here and talking about your book.
Thank you.
Let's start from the beginning of you were on the Citizens Committee for the Oklahoma City Maps for Kids, so you have a little bit of knowledge about the initiative itself.
Yeah, it's really more intense than that. I worked for the Foundation for Oklahoma City Public Schools, helping coordinate the work of what was then called the Project Kids Committee, with kids standing for Keep Improving District Schools. Uh-huh. So I gathered, partly just because of what I was doing and going to meeting after meeting and taking minutes and so forth, I really gathered a kind of an understanding of kind of an overview of what was going on, and I accumulated a lot of material, a lot of files.
So you have a lot of knowledge about the initiative itself. Why did you decide to take what you had learned and to write a book about the Maps for Kids initiative?
Well, it's a remarkable citizens initiative. I mean, we're talking about a community effort generated by people within the community. One of the results of which was a $700 million program to provide capital improvements and equipment improvements for public schools within the city limits of Oklahoma City and within the Oklahoma City School District. In some sense, this is a follow-on. It doesn't match the elegance or the detail of another book written by a couple of people in your organization, Steve Lackmeyer and Jack Money, called OKC Second Time Around, which is a history of the MAPS initiative.
Yeah, and it really is a history of Oklahoma City public schools as well as everything leading up to Maps for Kids, isn't it?
The way events played out after court-ordered desegregation, a fair chunk of the community sort of turned its back on the Oklahoma City public schools, and the result was a failure to have bond issues on as regular a basis as would normally be the case with a school district. The upshot of it was by the late 90s, the physical facilities of the Oklahoma City public schools had really deteriorated, and indeed they had deteriorated to such an extent that the normal way that you fix things up, namely you pass a bond issue, wouldn't do it. The expenditure requirements exceeded, for fixing things up and improving things, exceeded the constitutional authority of the district to issue school bonds. And so we came with this remarkable initiative in which the mayor and the city council agreed to use the municipal sales tax to achieve that purpose.
And did you try to put any opinion in this book, or is it mostly a history book of Maps for Kids?
I've tried to be just as factual as I could. I could be. One of the first things I did was to sit down and write out a very detailed timeline of what was going on, and just to simply describe what was going on. Now, obviously, I wouldn't do this if I didn't care about about public education. But no, I've tried to be very, very neutral in terms of my assessment of what was going on.
Thank you very much. And once again, it's called Oklahoma City's Maps for Kids, a Citizens Initiative, and you can read more about it in today's Oklahoman.